Hey, welcome to Henry Talks, your podcast for Henry County's government's news.
Hey, Melissa,
Hey, Thomas.
you want to hear a joke about some cats?
No, but go ahead.
Just kidding.
Oh, wow. That's comedy gold, Thomas. Thank you for
Yes,
that.
it is. I'm starting my stand-up tour next week. It's going to be great.
It's a dad joke and you're not a dad.
Yeah, I know. But I am funny.
You are super funny. That's
I'm
true.
going to sell out the Apollo one day.
Okay. So anyway, back to Henry Talks. We are here with Laura Luker from Henry County's Convention and Visitors Bureau. Is that
Laura.
right?
Hello, thank you.
So the relationship here is that Thomas, you're also on the board, right, of the CVB.
I am on the board of the CVB. Often Laura regrets that decision, but I am on the board of the CVB.
So tell us a little bit. What's the CVB do? What's it about?
So we are Henry County's promotion and marketing tool for to tell people the wonderful things that they could do if they visit Henry County. So also, of course, residents can find out wonderful things about Henry County from our website and from our resources. But our primary goal is to tell those people who may not know about Henry County, may not live here, what they could do so that they can come and spend their money here in Henry County. They can stay in our hotels, eat in our restaurants, visit our shops.
That's great. That's great for business too. So
Wonderful.
so when you're talking about tourism in Henry County, it's pretty big, especially I think like the sports stuff is really big. And can you speak a little bit to that?
The sports tournament has always been humongous for Henry County. Humongous, I love that word. The people coming in and bringing their children in for youth sports tournaments, but also for professional and for adult tournaments as well. Say disc golf is really huge. We've gotten some data analytics recently that really point to how big disc golf is. And Henry County has amazing facilities, so we get to really bring in some great tournaments. And then obviously being the home of Atlanta Motor Speedway, so we see professional sports as well just be a really big draw.
And just to clarify, what is the agency that runs these tournaments and disc golf? Just what would that agency within the county be, just to clarify?
The Parks and Rec Department.
Parks and Recreation Agency of the Year, everybody. Yeah.
Right.
That won't
Agency
get
of the
old,
Year.
ever.
And this is your 50th
Our
year.
50th year. We're really excited.
Not
about
yours
it.
personally, but the department.
No.
Yeah.
Despite the gray hair.
So no, we definitely have a lot of draws. Atlanta Motor Speedway is huge, and we do have great facilities and parks. So, tell us, can you give us? I mean, is there any kind of way you can articulate to people what the tourism dollar means here? Like how much it's you get not hard numbers, but there's a lot of generation of money from tourism, from our interchanges off 75 and from all the amenities. Can you speak to that?
Absolutely. So one thing, maybe things that people care about more than anything is what does it mean to me and why do I care? And in 2022, I believe that's the most recent data we have, every Henry County household was saved at least $400 by visitor spending.
Wow.
And this means that visitors came, they spent money in hotels, restaurants, and that generated E-Splost, T-Splost, regular Splost, and then just general sales tax as well. And so those funds meant that visitors contributed to our overall economic prosperity. And so also they didn't have to spend as much as residents to do those things. And so
Sure.
I'm sure we all can think of $400 that things we would do with $400.
Easily, yes. But
Sure, PlayStation 4 is right on the top of my
Top of your
list.
list?
Yes.
But yeah, you brought up the point about SPLOST, which is so important because yes, that 1 penny of sales tax goes to fund a lot of capital and transportation projects, and we have a lot of visitors coming through, and they're contributing to that.
And I don't know what the current percentage is, but I was speaking to an event a couple of months ago, and the former, I think, tax commissioner was there, and it was, I think, 50% at least of the money generated by taxes was from non-residents.
Okay.
From the
That's amazing.
E-Splost.
Yeah, that's
amazing.
for the ESPLOS. Yeah, that's a big.
Not E-Splost, but from all Splost.
Okay,
projects. So
that's great.
you could find out what that current number is, but I don't know. But at that point, it was like 46% or something like that, I think. So it was huge.
That's a
as
big
that-
number.
As that tourism development continues, that growing more as far as our tourism numbers, that number will go up even further.
Oh, absolutely.
It's bringing business to Henry County, and that's what the CVB does.
It brings business and it supports the businesses that are already here.
Sure.
I think that, of course, our restaurants and our retailers need residents to frequent them and to invest in them. But what visitors do is they add money that would not be there on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
And a great example of that is the Warzone tournament that we did in Locust Grove. They saw huge upticks in numbers, the hotels, the restaurants, all of them.
All of it.
And especially Atlanta Motor Speedway, any big event that's going to contribute significantly to the local economy.
And it's not just about the event itself and where it is. It's about the larger impact that it generates, because people need to eat, people need gas, and so that ripple effect is huge.
Very true. All right, so we're getting a little down to the NPR road here. So let's go back to some fun tourism stuff. I know you have a website for everything that you do. You have all kinds of resources for weddings, for showers, family reunions here in Henry County. Can you speak a little bit to that?
Absolutely. So our website is visithenrycountygeorgia.com. It is long, but it is direct.
Okay.
And we have a ton of wonderful resources on there. We also have Henry County Weddings. So if you are trying to plan a wedding, then it has venues on it and information. And we do a print visitors guide every year that is full of not just resources, but also a lot of really interesting stories about people in the community. So that's one of the things we do.
Yeah. And I know, so there's so much to cover, and we don't have time, but you do have a new initiative with your outrageously decorated van. Is that fair to say? What is it?
Yeah, it's our mobile visitor center.
Okay. What do you do with that? What is that?
So we launched it in January of last year, and it's getting its wheels under it still, I guess.
I'm right there. See that?
Oh,
She's outshining you in the joke department. Go on, Laura. Go ahead.
I didn't actually get it.
Because you were drifting off. Go on.
Wheels
We're good.
under the
Wheels under the van.
Let's go. No,
Go with the van. Wheels under
Oh,
the
are
van.
we singing now?
We
The
are.
wheels on the bus go round? Okay, I'm sorry.
All right. Anyway.
So we have our mobile visitor center, and it launched in January, and it is our welcome wagon out into the community. What we really have found through research and through talking to our partners and talking to visitors is that they are interested in all the wonderful things that Henry County has to offer, but they don't know to ask or what to do, and they're not always as proactive.
Sure.
But when presented with the opportunity right there to ask questions, then they are. And so we are out in our van. It's a wrapped van with all of the little fun icons of things to do. And we set up a table out front. We give away promotional items, and then have our visitors' information available. We have a green screen inside. They can come in and get a green screen photo. It's fully accessible. It's got a wheelchair lift and everything. So it's just our opportunity to be at events where visitors are, at locations where visitors are, to tell them information when they're ready, when they're interested.
And that's really, really great, because especially that wheelchair ramp. I mean, the chamber, the CVB, really pushing for diversity, equity, and inclusion in everything they do. And it's really amazing some of the thoughts that y'all put into it, especially the wheelchair ramp in the van, making it accessible.
Yeah, it's important.
We know when we've seen it, where we've been before, we know that we're going to encounter people who aren't going to be able to have the same experience outside the van that they would inside, and we want to make sure that that was an experience that everybody could have.
Sure.
What are some of the events that you've taken the van to? What were some of the bigger events?
Well, always we're at the Speedway.
Okay.
We are coming up on race weekend, and so we're always at the race. We've been at lots of the Stockbridge Amphitheater shows. We've been at the Christmas festivals for the county and for the cities.
Okay.
And
I think you said earlier this past year 150 events.
I think it was at least 150
Wow.
events.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. We're hoping to have it out every single day once it gets up to speed, so that we have a standard Monday through Thursday schedule, and then weekends will be reserved for events. So that's our goal.
That's great. No, that's a lot. That's a lot to hit, and you're kind of reaching every corner of Henry County, which is great.
We're trying to.
Definitely. What if you wanted somebody to know one really important thing about the CVB in Henry County? What do you want them to know about that?
Well, I think it's a resource. I think the most important thing is whether you're a tourism business, we want to be your resource or their resource. But if you're not a tourism business, then we are still a resource, because you can pick up our visitors guide or our website and find information. There's no need to plan your family reunion somewhere else or to take your weddings elsewhere. We have a lot of really great facilities. You just probably maybe haven't known, or don't go to Atlanta for the things to do. We have some really incredible places, even things that you can't do anywhere else in the world. We have them here.
All right, now I put you on the spot. Say one. What is it?
Army Aviation Heritage Foundation.
Our Aviation Heritage Foundation.
Army Aviation
Army
Yep.
aviation. Okay.
So you can fly in a Cobra helicopter.
Oh, that's cool. That's really great.
Yeah.
That's. Have you done that before?
I haven't,
Melissa, but I have been thinking about skydiving recently.
Really?
And so maybe if I started with a helicopter, I don't know if they'd let me jump out of it, but
They
we could
won't.
figure it out. We could figure it out. It's different plans.
I thought you were afraid of heights, Thomas.
I am terrified of heights. Okay. I think this is how to get
Is
over
this
the
exposure
fear of
therapy?
heights.
Yeah.
Exposure therapy.
Right.
Oh.
Exactly. I'm also thinking about eating a lot of really hot things because I don't like spicy food. So maybe exposure therapy.
Next
too.
time we have an opportunity to go up in the Huey, because they have Hueys and Cobras.
Okay.
The Hueys fly with the doors open. So I'll make
That's your
sure I'll
opportunity.
bring you with us, and you can sit on the gunner's well right there with your toes barely hanging
I
over.
immediately regret asking you to do that.
Immediately.
They'll
Melissa,
strap you in. Don't worry.
You know,
have a
we've
lap
heard-
belt.
We've heard so many great things from Laura today, but there's one thing that I want to say.
But wait, before you say that one thing, just tell us again how people can get more information about the CVB, find great restaurants, tourism attractions. What's the website? How will they find you?
It's visithenrycountygeorgia.com. All spelled out.
Okay.
No shortcuts here.
Good, good. So I think there's something very important that Thomas needs to
I
say.
do. And I say this every week. It's directly to you, people of Henry County. Henry cares.
Henry committed. All right, we'll see you next time on Henry Talks. Thank you.